Welcome to the pain zone. It's where we live.
Are you suffering? Are you in pain? Good. You are.
Good day guys, it's your one and only Gbpusd72. As you all know me, your mentor. If you didn't subscribe to the channel, please hit that subscribe button and the notification bell for you to be notified whenever I'll be dropping the next hot one. So today's video is all about gold, Gbpusd and Eurusd, you understand? So you know guys, before we analyze any currency or anything that has to do with USD, we always analyze the XY first. So I won't really go much into details on what's happening here, but you can already see we had a low that was broken, creating this low, and then we had this high that was broken, creating a new high. So it is obviously a new market structure, you understand? So we are from a bearish to a bullish. So I'm still looking for those buys to a point at the top there. Let me just go to the daily chart so you can actually see. I'm looking for the market to actually come to that golden zone there, you understand? We have a big golden zone there, but as I always say guys, trade what you see, not what you think. So for now, what I am seeing is a new structure, you understand? Meaning I have to be looking for what? For buys, you understand? Because now the structure is no longer bearish, it has turned into a bullish structure. So let's go to gold. Let's see what's happening with gold. So I'll start with my weekly time frame and then just reset the chart so we can actually see what's happening. So we've been seeing that the market has the price has been going to the top. We've been experiencing highs only, and we can actually see, if we zoom in, we can actually see that we have a beautiful high and low that needs to be marked, you understand? This is my swing high, so I'll be changing the color to red, and then this is my swing low. I'll be changing the color to also red. So the reason why I'm doing this is simply telling myself, if the market comes down on this level, I have broken a swing low. If it goes to the top, I've broken a swing high, understand? So one thing I'll be using is identifying my previous week candle. So the previous candle weeks, no, I'm not saying weeks, sorry, the previous week candle equilibrium, you understand? Those are the things that I'll be identifying. So this candle that you're seeing, the purple one, I'll be marking the previous equilibrium for this candle, you understand? What do I mean by that? If you're a new subscriber, you can also watch the previous videos in order for you to see how I tackle or analyze the market, you understand? So you can actually see from the high to the low of that candle, I have my equilibrium, which is this point there, you understand? This point there. So I'll just change this into black color, and then I might as well just keep it like this so you can all see how I do it, you understand? So marking this point to that point there, also giving me this previous week candle equilibrium, and then simply marking again this point, this candle's high. It's very advisable for you guys to use this so nice and accurate so you can get your zones accurate, understand? So you cannot trade the wrong things, understand? So you need to be very vigilant or very accurate whenever you identify these zones, you understand? So me identifying these zones, it's simply me telling myself that the market is moving from a supply to equilibrium, from equilibrium to demand. So you understand? So in a simple terms, I have to know where the fairly priced of every candle is, you understand? So I can actually see, okay, let's do this. Okay, it takes a lot of time though to identify these zones. It takes a lot of time, but it's better to take time to do things correct and get money afterwards, you understand, than to just rush just to trade or just to analyze, understand? Rather take your time, because at the end of the day, this is your craft. This is something that pays you, you understand? So you can actually see that I'm having a beautiful zone here that the market has to come and respect. Oh, it did come and respect.
So we did actually respect the zone, and we've been creating highs, a low, high, a low, high, a low. So we failed to break that high, creating this low. So we have to go to the smallest time frame to see what the market has for us. Okay, so we can actually see that we have a beautiful point here where the market came and respected, you understand? So this tells you that, okay, the market is on a certain equilibrium zone, meaning now the price is fairly priced, you understand? So you just have to wait and see what happens next. So obviously you don't just trade at any time. This strategy is time based. This strategy is time based. You don't just find entries at any time you want, you understand? This strategy is time based, you understand? You only trade at certain times. If you don't find your entries on that certain times, you let go and you try again tomorrow. So my link to join my free Telegram group, it will be shared on the description, understand? That's only if you want to join the free Telegram group to just be updated on every single thing that happens after every breakdown, understand, that was uploaded on the YouTube channel, understand? So we can actually see we're having beautiful zones here, guys, that are being respected. You can see how the market respects these beautiful zones. Takes time, but it's very rewarding at the same time, understand? So let's mark this previous daily candle, understand? Making this previous daily candle, that also tells me that, okay, fine, I'm below that previous day candle, meaning I'm on a discount area whereby I can now start to look for my entries, understand? But it goes along with a confirmation. So what I can say here is simply testing where my golden zone will be respected on my 4-hour chart. So if I can go to my 4-hour chart, I can actually see a beautiful high, a beautiful low, high, low. So if I can just see if the golden zone was respected from this point to that point, I can see that the golden zone was respected, and then now I'm taking it from this point there to that point there. Let me just fix it. Okay, so we can actually see that the market did come to my golden zone. Understand? We did come to my golden zone, and then we went to the top. So let me just delete this people things here, because as I go to the smallest time frame, they will become large. So one thing that you need to be doing here, we can actually see that we broke this high. So simply go to your 1-hour time frame. When you arrive to your 1-hour time frame, we can actually see that we broke this low, creating a new low, and then we came to break the high. Understand? So one thing that you need to do is simply waiting for the market to just give you a beautiful down move to the downside. So one thing that I'll be looking for is simply a new market structure was created. I mean, we decided to break this low, and then again we decided to break that high. So this thing that is being formed, it's a new structure, understand? So you need to start looking for buys in whatever you do now. So I'll be doing a beautiful swing low to a swing high, looking for the market to continue dropping. So I can actually see that this zone also, it's a zone that is very strong here, because it's a weekly zone, equilibrium, and also if I can check, we can see it's a 50% of the golden zone, meaning we have to allow the market to do what? We have to allow the market to come to this point there and then push to the top side. Understand? So this is my anticipation regarding gold. So I'm waiting for the market to drop. If it doesn't drop and it continues buying to the top, I won't do nothing. I won't rush. I won't follow anything until it decides to come down. That's where by now I'll take action. You understand? So if I can go to Gbpusd now on the weekly time frame, same approach. Just make your highs, just make your lows. In this instance, I have my swing low, I have my swing high, but then I won't be looking for that one. I will just work on the current structure. I'll just work on the current data. I have my swing low there, and then I have my swing high there. Understand? So one thing that you need to know about GBP and Euro USD, those things go in hand. Understand? They don't mislead each other, they go in hand. So this one is a simple data for me to work on because I only have few candles that I can mark to find my equilibrium zones. Understand? So let me just zoom in for you to see properly. So I have my high and low, and then what am I doing? Simply marking the equilibrium of that point there, and then changing the color to black, obviously. And then also I'll just be marking this high point and this low point, and marking this equilibrium point there. And also I'll be marking this high and low point, marking the equilibrium point there, and we can see the market respected and closed below. So this needs to tell you something. I'll explain. And also we're marking this high there and this low there, creating this equilibrium there, and then marking this high there and marking this low there, and then creating this equilibrium there. So can you actually see how the market has been respecting the zones? Guys, I've been trading using this strategy for over a year since I discovered it, you understand? So I will never give you something that I know it doesn't work. Understand? I will never give you something that I know it doesn't work. Understand? So I am very certain that it works because of I've seen it with myself. Understand? And why would I come here, give you or make you watch something that I actually know it won't benefit you? Doesn't make sense. Understand? What am I gaining at the end of the day? Understand? So I can actually see that we respected that point here. So for retail traders, they will see this as a double bottom and waiting for the market to create a low to the downside. You understand? But for me, I am simply waiting for the market to just come and respect a certain point. Understand? But I can't determine where the market has to go on a weekly, so I have to scale it down to the daily chart. Exactly. As I said, some are looking for a double bottom, a double top, and then they're looking to sell. Obviously, according to me, I am not looking for that. You understand? So I'll just simply mark a few candles again just to close certain gaps in between the lines. You understand? And then I'll simply use this previous day candle, then look for the equilibrium in that point, exactly my point, and then I'll just simply delete. Let me just delete this because as I move to the smaller time frames, it's something that becomes too big. You understand? Just creating new ones. So I'll just create a new one here. Thank you. So as you can actually see, guys, it's very normal for you to see that there's liquidity resting above this point. You understand? People entered their sells, putting their stops there. How certain are you that the market will drop? Obviously, according to me, I am waiting for the market to give me a drop to a certain point. Which point am I talking about? I am waiting for the market to give me a drop to this point here. Once the market gives me a point to that drop to that point, I will be starting looking for my buying opportunities. Because why? I have a beautiful low that was created there. Let's confirm whether it's a low on the smallest time frame. Yes, I have a low that was created there. So if I'm taking my Fibonacci from this low to that high there, I can actually see that I'm looking for a retracement on this golden zone. So simply waiting for myself to wait for that entry on the 4 hour. On the 4 hour, this is my entry. I'll be waiting for the market to come respect this point there. So the market will sell, obviously. I'm waiting for the market to give me a selling pressure to the downside. You understand? Once it comes to this point here, I'll start looking for my entry types or entry models to the top side on the smallest time frames, you understand? So for now, it's a patient game. Wait for the market to drop, give you a nice drop, and obviously we can actually see, for those of you who are using trend lines, we can see that the market broke a certain trend, so they're waiting for a 90% rule to the top side. So yeah, we still have to just push a bit down and then allow the market to just give us this drop to this point and then push to the top side. And then if I can go to Euro-USD, it's the same principle, guys. I don't want to lie to you. For me to not waste time, obviously we can just look for we can just look for something else. Okay, fine, we have a low again here, and then we have a high again there. So turning this into a red color, I can actually see I have only few candles that I can work, understand, with. So I already have a high and a low of a candle there, marking this equilibrium there. And then I also have this high of this candle to that low there, marking the equilibrium of this point. Sorry about that one, marking the equilibrium of that point. And then I also have this high of this point to that point there, marking the equilibrium of that point. And also I have this point to mark. You know what I like about this strategy? I only work on what's already there. I work on what's already printed. Understand? Every candle, it's already closed. Every movement took place, so I'm working on what happened on the previous data to confirm what can happen on the next data. Understand? So yeah, these are my candles. I can already see that I respected that point. Now I can go to my daily to see what is currently happening. So let me just mark this zone here, marking this zone there. Let me just mark this zone there. And then also I want to check something. I see a swing low there and I see a swing high there, so that tells me that we respected that point there. We already respected that golden zone there. Let me just print it like this, and then strictly go to my 4 hour. Once I go to my 4 hour, I can actually see we respected and pushed to the top. But then what is now supposed to be respected is simply the market coming there to that point. So yeah, we might wait for the market to come to this point here and give us a push to the top side. So as I said, this strategy is time based. Understand? There's a certain times you use to find. There's a certain times you look at to find entries, and you know, once the market comes to this entry point, I just look for a certain entry model, and then I enter. Understand? I enter. So now I can just wait for the market to just give me a beautiful push to the zone there. Once the market comes to the zone, I'm simply looking for those buys. Simple. Guys, it's your one and only Gbpusd72. I love you all, and I love my subscribers, and those who didn't subscribe, please hit that subscribe button. And you know, guys, let's continue growing. For those of you who are trading trend lines, you can already see that we had a trend line here. Understand? We had a trend line break there. We're still waiting for the market to push. Those of you who believe in 90%. And also you can see, guys, impulses, correction. This was our correction impulse. This is correction. We will get that impulse, which will break that equal highs there. There is equal highs there, guys. Understand? We have a beautiful double top here. Understand? So we have to go break that because it's part of liquidity, né? So yeah, guys, let's please subscribe to the channel. Don't forget, guys. Understand? Don't forget. I love you all. Shout out to you all. Thank God.